Okay, we're back, and now we have plenty of time. So like I said, I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again, and then I cut this way, but I don't go all the way through the end. I keep it connected on the tomato all the way to the end. And you see that this knife's a different shape than the other one. This type of shape is better for fruits and vegetables. And then, now I can curl my fingers and chop, losing my towel, chop here, slice, slice, slice. Remember, slicing means your blade is moving. Your blade will not cut if it's not moving. It has to move. Tomatoes are some of the worst. And there you go. There's my tomato, all diced up and nice for my omelet. Mrs. Dunn doesn't like them, so I don't do a whole lot. Got some noisemakers over here, so I need to find out what we're doing. There we go. Yep. Sausage. Good stuff. Yep. Good stuff there. Okay. Now this pan has been warming up. Yep, it's warm. No, I didn't touch it. I just felt it. So the onion. Remember that we're not going to cook over there on our meat board. But I can cut an onion with a tomato. It's perfectly fine. But I'm going to cut off carefully. And I should have sharpened my knife again. You just sharpened your knife a second ago, Mr. Dunn. Yes, but you need to keep your knives sharp. Every time you use them, they start to dull. I actually need to put these on the sharpener. This is just something to keep them sharp as you go, but the sharpening, that's something you do differently. Okay, cut that little edge off there. Now I don't want the top or the bottom of the onion, so I cut that off just a little bit. Put that on my rag, and then now I need to peel the onion one layer off. Now if you have, this is where you're going to start crying and stuff, unless you wear contacts. If you have contacts, little tips of the trade, if you wear contacts, your eyes will not burn because the fumes from the acid and the whatever it is that onions make. And I'm doing the same thing to the onion that I did to the tomato. I didn't slice all the way through so it stays together. And then when I go this way, it just turns into little bitty pieces. Now, I will say this. That's way too much onion for my omelet. So I'll be using this later today. I'll put it in a little bowl and seal it up and use it in my omelet. Or not my omelet. I'll use it in something else later on today. I may have another omelet. I don't know. This is still good, but you don't want to leave it open because onions, they kind of suck up the toxins in the air and everywhere. And so they're kind of cool that way, but we don't want it to because I'm still going to use it. So I'm going to seal that really good with some foil. Okay, and I'm going to stick that back in the fridge. I'll be right back so I can use it later. It'll keep for a little while. I've got to use it, but I'm making some chicken wings today later on, and that's going to be good. Okay, onions are ready. Tomatoes are ready. Meat is ready. This is hamburger that's already cooked. So it might be a good idea. You know what? We're going to pop this in the microwave. Just because I don't want the coolness of the hamburger to cool down my omelet inside. Because the most important ingredient of an omelet is cheese. Now I like sliced cheese on mine as long. Now by the way, here's another little fun fact for you. If you don't like cheese, try it melted. If you don't like melted cheese, try it cold. This cheese right here, this is like what you get on a brick and you have to shred it yourself. I know you can buy it shredded at Walmart, but I don't like that. They add stuff to it. This is just a block of cheese that I grated up. I like to eat this cold. I'll just slice it off. I don't even need a cracker. I love this kind of cheese. Sliced cheese that you put on a cheeseburger, I don't like it unless it's melted. This cheese, which is what I have to use today because we don't have any slices in the house today, I don't like this really melted. I don't. I like it cold, but that's all I have. So beggars can't be choosers, as they say. Okay, so my hamburger is warm, so now I know it's not going to cool down my omelet when it's ready to go. Okay, Now I'm going to show you, this next part is very important to understand how you're going to cook your omelets. My pan, you know, everybody says cast iron, that's what this is. It cooks evenly. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't cool off very fast because it's not cooking evenly at all, and that's a nice one. Okay, the most important thing to know about omelets is that you need to cook them slow. I got some there. How many eggs is this? This is 2. So that'll be Mrs. Dunn. She likes a 2-egg omelet. So what I do is I get me a little jar thing here and I crack it. Get a little bit of shell in there, fish it out, or eat it. That is a huge, those shells are a huge, now I don't mean eat the whole shell, that's kind of weird, but the shells are a huge source of calcium. Okay, so now I have my little, whatever this is called, I believe they call it a whisk, doesn't really matter. I'm going to add some garlic powder, not garlic salt, because goodness, we eat plenty enough salt throughout the day as it is. And then I'm going to add some onion powder, which apparently we're out of. What's this? Do I have some more? That says garlic. What up here? Garlic. Well, we got, help me understand why we have so much garlic and no onion. What? Cumin, that's for tacos. Oregano, that's for spaghetti. More cumin for more tacos, because that's our favorite around here. We like tacos. Jamaican jerk, that's for the chicken wings. Well, ooh, what's that? Wait a minute. I have a secret pantry. Huh. Denied. But I do have minced onion. I could grind that up if I had the time, but I don't. So what I'll do is, I'll just, what is this? And it's garlic. More garlic. Not, goodness me. So I'll just add a little bit of this. Kind of balling up in it. Smells pretty good. I'm just going to add a little bit in there to Mrs. Dunn's omelet. Because it's just for flavor. We don't want her to taste it. Okay, and then my secret ingredient that clearly I've been using a lot because I'm out of there. Go to the secret. That says bell pepper herb. This is good stuff. You can't get it anywhere around here. I've not found it. Put that in there. Now we stir this up and basically pulverize the eggs without making a mess. Now if you're wanting to increase your dairy or something and you want your eggs to be a little lighter and a little fluffier when you make your omelet, you can add a little bit of milk to that. I don't ever measure how much, but I don't want the extra dairy or any of that with my eggs. Usually with scrambled, a lot of people, when you scramble eggs, it's the same process this far, but now the omelet magic begins to happen. So, I'm going to take the eggs. I have the pan warmed up to about 5. Now this is a brand new pan. She's been using this. She loves her non-stick pans. She wants one every year because that's about how long they last before they get ruined and quit doing their job. So we'll see. I'm going to listen to it sizzle. Hopefully there's not a lot of sizzle when I add this to the pan. And there is some sizzle. So that means the pan's a little too warm, but not that bad. Well, these pans are from earlier and they need to be, turn it down just a little bit. And so what I've done is I'm kind of sloshing the egg around until it coats the entire bottom of the pan. I like thin omelets. Okay, and so we just let it sit there and cook. Let it sit there and cook. Okay, those sausages are done, but these aren't, because cast iron does not cook evenly. But it's good for deep frying because it doesn't cool off like other pans. Okay, so this Still kind of got a little bit of slidage, but it's just about dry. So now I want to add the meat to it, and the hamburger's over here. It's going to help warm up that ham I just put on there. So I get a little utensil, and I'm just going to add a little bit of hamburger in there. That's going to be real good. Yep, there we go. Got that in there. Cheese, of course. Mrs. Dunn does not like the onions or the tomatoes. Cheese. Oh, and I built this sideways. Gosh. That's okay. I guess it's good for me to show you how not to do it. I built it sideways. Okay, getting a plate for Mrs. Dunn. Now here's the fun part. Can I get it to turn? Maybe I can get it to turn. I built it wrong. I wanted the meat all needed to be on this side, and I put it on this side. So I'm going to try and get it to turn. Nope, I just tore it up. So I just ruined it. That's okay, it still eats good. So this omelet has become a scrambled mess. Part of this is because the heat was too high. And the only way to know that, yeah, see that should be sliding out of there. So we're going to try something different on mine. It should slide on, it's just going to make a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and close it over here. There we go, it's wanting to slide now. Okay, good. It's awesome. And then you just slide it out of the pan. Yeah, that's just a clump of yuck. Well, it's actually delicious. Mrs. Dunn, your omelet's ready. Okay, so the reason that didn't turn out was because, two reasons. I had too much faith in the non-stick skillet, and I did not know how hot to make this. I'm going to turn it down. It's over there.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so now, look at that. I put this in the wrong spot again. That handle needs to be out of the way. Okay, so this looks like we have the last 3 eggs. Which means we have enough for one more omelet. Put that ready there. So I still have everything ready to go except the onions and the tomato for mine. I'm letting my pan cool down. Oh, I have 6 eggs left. Need to make this again. So 1. Oh, that's too much calcium. I wouldn't do that. 2. 3. All right. Let's put a little bit of the onion in there. Good. And I've got all my spices down here in the way. Did I put the garlic? I put the garlic back away like I was supposed to. The garlic goes in there just a little bit.